Hey there my peeps, Grammy T from Grammy T Knows. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can do edits on an image and take an image from this look to this look. Okay, so we're going to begin by adding a new layer. Drag your background layer down to the new layer icon. And then we want to identify the areas that we want to make the edits to. We're going to remove all the blemishes. We're going to change her eye direction. We're going to add skin smoothing, which we used to call back in my day airbrushing. The last thing we want to do is change her lip color or add lipstick. Okay, so we're going to begin with the spot healing brush. Come right here, click there. We're going to remove all of these blemishes. We're going to leave it on content aware, and normal is fine. And we're also going to use a nice soft brush at 45. So you just come to the blemishes and just paint over them. Okay, so I think I've cleaned that up pretty well. And we're going to call this the Edit Blemishes layer. It's good to name your layers just in case you have to go back and make changes. It will make life a lot easier for you. The next thing we want to do is do the skin smoothing. So we accomplish that by going up to Filter, Neural Filters. And as you see, Photoshop automatically identifies that there is an image, a person's face in this picture. Now, you will know that you have the right one selected because you'll see it here in the Selected Face section, as well as the bounding box. You're going to choose Skin Smoothing and then turn it on. Once you turn it on, immediately Photoshop identifies, and there's a default, and it's 50 on the blur and 0 on the smoothness. This really is good. I'm okay with this. I'm satisfied with this. However, you can always add more by pulling it to the right and then add some smoothing. Now, one thing, I don't like too much of this, just like I didn't like a lot of airbrushing. So I'm going to drop it back down to 50 to the default and 0. And the output, you have different choices. You can either leave it on the current layer, or choose a new layer, or a new layer with a mask, or you can use Smart Filter or New Document. So I'm going to leave it on New Layer, and we're going to call this Skin Smoothing. So what we want to do now is change her eye direction. She's looking off. We want her looking directly in the camera. You're going to go up to the Neural Filter. And she's chosen again, but this time we're going to come to Smart Portrait. And we're going to open that up. And we're coming right here to eye direction. So let's see, move the slider over to about 45. Okay, look at that. She's looking directly at the camera. So we'll go on and again choose New Layer, click OK, and we'll label this eye direction. Okay, so now we're going to change the lip color. So what we're going to do is add a new layer by clicking down here on the new layer icon. And then we're going to get the brush tool, which is right here. And you can have it at about 25 to 30%. And I think that size is good. The next thing you want to do is open up your swatches window right here. We'll go to the colors, and then just choose a color that you want to use. Maybe about that color, maybe. I think that's a good color. So then you're actually going to come over and begin painting the lips. Make sure your brush is on 100% opacity. There you go. Now I'm going to very carefully paint her lips. I'm going to begin, but I'm not going to have you watch me do this the whole time. So I will be back in a few minutes. Okay, so I'm back. I'm finished with all that painting. The next thing that you want to do is come to the blending modes right here and choose multiply, which makes the color adhere a little bit better. And then we're going to double click on the layer to open up the layer style window right here and come down to underlying layer, and you're going to move your slider to the left, watching your color. You don't want to go too far. You go too far, you start fading out all of the color. So just pay attention. You know, sometimes you give numbers and the numbers don't always work. So like the person I learned it from, he gave a number, but it didn't really work out for me. So I just say, you drag it until it looks good to you. And I'll say right there. So now we're going to break the slider apart and we're going to slide it back to the right a little bit. And the reason why we do this is to maintain the natural highlight and the shape of the lips. So you're going to hold down your Option key for Mac or Alt key for Windows, and that will break it. See how that broke apart? And you see what happens as you begin to move it. It's a very gradual and slight move, but it completes the picture. Okay, so now you just press OK and you're done. You just learned how to edit an image from the beginning to the end. Oh, and by the way, one more thing. If it's too strong, you can come right here to your opacity and just dial it back some. Something like that if you want. So thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next video.